If you're determined to rise above the ordinary and join the elite 1% who shape their own futures, this audiobook is your indispensable roadmap. Packed with actionable strategies for lifelong learning, unshakable discipline, and relentless execution, it equips you to outpace the competition in a rapidly evolving world. Don't settle for dreams that fade. Commit to this journey and transform your potential into undeniable success. Start listening today, because every moment you wait is a moment the 99% gain ground. Introduction. Picture this. Two people start at the same point in life. They attend the same school, graduate with the same degree, and land similar jobs. At first, they seem equal, both ambitious, both talented. But then, something strange happens. One rises to the top, achieving success beyond imagination, breaking financial barriers, mastering new skills, and adapting to new opportunities. The other stagnates, stays in the same role for years, fights the same battles, and feels like they're working just as hard but keeps falling behind. What changed? It wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a hidden advantage one had over the other. The difference was this. One person kept learning while the other stopped. This is the harsh truth most people refuse to accept. The moment you stop learning, you start losing. The second you believe you've made it and no longer need to grow, the world passes you by. Knowledge isn't static. It's either growing or shrinking. The people who understand this truth are the ones who always control their future. They are the ones who never fall behind. If you've ever felt stuck, like you're working hard but not seeing results, like opportunities pass you by while others get ahead, it's not because you're incapable. It's because the world rewards those who commit to lifelong learning and punishes those who stop. Here's the worst part. Most people don't even realize they've stopped. They graduate, get a job, and go on autopilot, assuming what they know is enough. But it never is. The world moves too fast. Industries change too quickly. New knowledge is created every day. If you aren't constantly feeding your mind, upgrading your skills, and staying ahead of the curve, you're silently falling behind. By the time you notice, it's often too late. But the good news? You don't have to be one of those people. The fact that you're engaging with this audiobook already sets you apart from the masses. You've made a choice most people never make. You've decided to take control of your growth. That decision alone can change your life's trajectory. Education isn't something you finish, it's something you live. Why education is a lifelong process. Consider the greatest minds, the most successful people, the ones always ahead of everyone else. What do they share? It's not just hard work. It's that they never stop learning. The most dangerous mindset today is believing education ends with a diploma. Thinking you can stop growing once you're trained for a job is a trap. Assuming you know enough to succeed is a lie. The truth is, the world doesn't care about what you learned 5 years ago. It cares about what you know today. Every industry evolves. Skills valuable a decade ago are now obsolete. Companies automate, outsource, and replace those who don't adapt. The only way to ensure long-term success is to upgrade yourself constantly, deliberately, and aggressively. Yet most people don't. They don't read. They don't invest in new skills. They don't challenge their thinking. They believe experience alone will carry them forward. In reality, experience without growth is just repetition. Meanwhile, the top 1%, the ones who dominate their fields and stay in demand no matter how the world changes, treat education as a daily habit. They know success isn't about what you already know. It's about how fast you can learn. That's why they always win. The power of daily learning. Why 10 minutes a day can change your life. Most people think they need a degree, a certificate, or years of study to stay ahead. The truth is, small daily habits make the biggest difference. Learning is like investing. The earlier you start, and the more consistent you are, the greater the results. Imagine two people. One stops learning after college, works the same job, does the same tasks, and relies on old knowledge. The other spends just 10 minutes a day reading, listening to audiobooks, or studying something new. Fast forward 5 years. One has grown exponentially, gained new skills, and unlocked unimaginable opportunities. The other is stuck, wondering why they aren't moving forward. That's the power of daily learning. You don't need hours of study daily. You need consistency. The most successful people don't learn only when they feel like it. They make learning a non-negotiable routine. They know the best opportunities don't go to the hardest workers. They go to the smartest learners. How this audiobook will keep you ahead of 99% of people. This audiobook isn't just about motivation, it's about strategy. It provides the exact tools to become someone who never falls behind, no matter how the world changes. Each chapter offers practical, actionable, and immediately useful strategies. No fluff, no complex theories, just proven methods that work. By the end, you won't just understand why lifelong learning matters. You'll have a blueprint to make it a permanent part of your life. The hidden secret of the world's most successful people. Still not convinced? Look at the world's greatest achievers, entrepreneurs, investors, athletes, artists. They all have different talents, skills, and industries. But one thing unites them: they never stop learning. Elon Musk built companies in multiple industries not because he started as an expert, but because he taught himself what he needed to know. Warren Buffett reads for hours daily, knowing knowledge compounds like interest. Oprah Winfrey credits her success to relentless learning. Kobe Bryant studied his game obsessively, always improving, even at his peak. If they need to keep learning, why would you ever stop? Your choice: fall behind or stay ahead. You have two options. You can coast through life like most people, relying on outdated knowledge, watching others surpass you. Or you can join the top 1%, committing to daily growth, expanding your mind, and ensuring you never fall behind. This audiobook will show you how. The only question is, are you ready to use it? Chapter 1. The Mindset of Lifelong Learning. Some people excel in every area of life, while others stay stuck in the same cycle for years. It's not luck, intelligence, or opportunity. The real difference is how they think about learning. Most believe education ends with a diploma, as if knowledge has an expiration date. They celebrate leaving school, thinking they've finished a lifelong journey. But real education begins there. If you stop learning after formal education, you're already falling behind. The worst part? You don't realize it until it's too late. The world changes at an unprecedented pace. New technologies emerge. Industries evolve. Skills once valuable become obsolete overnight. If you're not updating your knowledge, sharpening your skills, and expanding your mind, you're digging a hole that deepens daily. While you stay the same, the world moves on, leaving you behind. The top 1% pull ahead because they thrive in change. They see learning not as a requirement, but as a privilege, an opportunity, and a lifelong commitment. This chapter reshapes your mindset. It breaks you free from the outdated belief that learning is confined to school. It shows that education is a never-ending process. The most successful people aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones always learning. Adopt this mindset, and you'll separate yourself from 99% of people. You'll become adaptable, resourceful, and always a step ahead. Are you ready to break free from the herd and think like the 1%? Let's begin. 1. Fixed versus growth mindset. The battle that defines your future. What if your entire life, your successes, failures, and opportunities, traced back to one thing: how you think about intelligence and ability? This isn't a motivational cliche, it's backed by science. Psychologist Carol Dweck discovered people operate under two belief systems: a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Those with a fixed mindset believe intelligence, skills, and abilities are set in stone. They think, I'm either good at something or I'm not. Or, I've never been a math person, so I won't try. When they fail, they see it as proof they weren't meant for it, not as a chance to grow. They avoid challenges to avoid looking stupid. As a result, they stay stuck year after year. People with a growth mindset see failure as feedback, challenges as opportunities, and effort as the key to improvement. They understand skills develop through practice, intelligence can expand, and mastery comes from persistence. They ask, how can I get better? Instead of, am I good enough? This small shift in thinking allows them to evolve while others remain stagnant. To stay ahead of 99% of people, you must develop a growth mindset. Nothing serves you more in the long run. Every time you think, I'm not good at this, add, yet to the sentence. I'm not good at this yet. This small change rewires your brain to see learning as a process, not a limitation. 2. Embracing curiosity as a superpower. Think about the most successful people: Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs. What do they share? It's not just intelligence or work ethic, it's curiosity. Curiosity drives people to ask why and what if instead of accepting things as they are. It pushes someone to read a book while others scroll on their phones. It fuels experimentation, exploration, and questioning the status quo. The most successful people never stop being curious. Yet most people lose curiosity as they age. As children, we ask thousands of questions daily. But society teaches us that asking too many questions is annoying, that not knowing is embarrassing, that we should stay in our lane. This is a trap. The people who move ahead never stop asking questions. They never stop being fascinated by new ideas. They never stop exploring knowledge. Here's a challenge. Start questioning everything. When you hear a fact, ask, how do I know this is true? When you see someone doing something impressive, don't assume they're naturally talented. Ask, how did they get there? When someone says something is impossible, don't accept it. Ask, is it really? The more you embrace curiosity, the more doors open. 3. Overcoming the fear of failure, the hidden blocker of growth. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're too afraid to try. Fear of failure stops people from learning new skills, asking questions, or trying something different. They don't want to look stupid. They don't want to be embarrassed. As a result, they stay stagnant. Here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once terrible at their craft. The difference is they kept going. They saw failure not as a reason to quit, but as a stepping stone to mastery. The moment you stop fearing failure, you become unstoppable. You take risks. You learn faster. You grow in ways you never imagined. Next time you fail, don't think, I'm terrible at this. Ask, what did this teach me? If you learn from mistakes, they're no longer failures, they're lessons. The role of self-discipline in learning. What separates lifelong learners from others is self-discipline. Most people learn only when they feel like it. They wait for motivation to strike. But successful people make learning a daily habit, even when they don't feel like it. Self-discipline makes someone read 10 pages instead of scrolling social media. It drives someone to take an online course instead of watching TV. It separates those who wish they were smarter from those who become smarter. Here's the secret. Motivation fades, but habits last. If you want to stay ahead, make learning a non-negotiable part of your day. Even 20 minutes of focused learning daily can put you in the top 1% over time. Take this away. The most powerful thing you can do is commit to never stopping your education. The moment you think you know enough is the moment you start falling behind. Stay curious, embrace failure, and make learning a lifelong habit. While 99% of people stop learning after school, the 1% who keep learning will own the future. Will you be one of them? Chapter 2. The Power of Reading and Books. Imagine accessing the greatest minds in history, revolutionary thinkers, successful entrepreneurs, without leaving your home. Sounds like a dream? It's not. It's the power of books. Every day, people discover breakthroughs in personal growth, science, business, and philosophy from books. While most scroll endlessly on social media or binge TV, a small group has found a hidden truth that gives them an edge. They read. They read more than most. They read smarter. They read to grow. You don't need a degree, special connections, or a secret formula. All you need is the habit of reading consistently and thoughtfully. This puts you ahead of 99% of people who think knowledge comes only from formal education or expensive experiences. This chapter unlocks the life-changing magic of reading and why it's an underutilized yet powerful tool for success. It's not just about reading. It's about reading with intention, absorbing knowledge, and applying it to elevate your life in ways you can't imagine now. If you've wondered how the successful stay ahead, how entrepreneurs innovate, or how leaders keep growing, it starts with reading. If you master this habit, you'll tap into the greatest secret weapon. Let's dive into why reading isn't just important, it's a game changer. By understanding and embracing it, you'll stand out, break through the noise, and become unstoppable. 1. Why the most successful people read daily. Ever wondered why the wealthiest, most successful people, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, are always reading? It's not a pastime. It's their secret sauce for growth. They read because knowledge is power, and specifically, knowledge is wealth. Warren Buffett calls reading the best investment in yourself. He spends nearly 80% of his day reading. Bill Gates reads about 50 books yearly. Elon Musk reportedly learned to build rockets through books. They don't read for entertainment. They read for insights, to expand thinking, and stay ahead. Most dismiss reading, claiming they lack time or can't fit it into busy lives. Successful people master a key principle: small, consistent habits compound over time. It's not about reading a book daily, but integrating reading into your routine. Whether it's a few pages in the morning, audiobooks while commuting, or 20 minutes before bed, consistency matters. Imagine gaining the wisdom of history's best minds without leaving home, without spending thousands on courses, without waiting for a mentor. The most powerful insights for success are just a book away. Make reading a habit, and you open the door to unlimited possibilities. 2. Fiction versus nonfiction: what to read and why. Now that reading's importance is clear, you might wonder, what should I read? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, and that's good. The world of books is vast, and different types serve different purposes based on your goals and interests. Nonfiction books teach directly business, personal development, psychology, history, or skills like coding. They provide practical knowledge and actionable strategies, acting as your blueprint for success. Don't underestimate fiction, though. Fiction shapes imagination, deepens understanding of human nature, and improves empathy. Reading a well-written novel lets you step into others' lives, experiencing their thoughts, emotions, and struggles. Fiction opens new worlds and perspectives, expanding your mind and emotional intelligence in ways nonfiction can't. How do you choose? Balance is key. Nonfiction offers knowledge and insights, while fiction builds creativity, emotional depth, and out-of-the-box thinking. The most well-rounded readers dive into both. 3. Speed reading and retention techniques. Read smarter, not harder. One big challenge with reading is time. Life is busy: work, family, social obligations, other responsibilities. How can you read more without feeling overwhelmed? The secret is reading smarter, not harder. Speed reading isn't just about reading faster. It's about efficiency in time and comprehension. Techniques like skimming, chunking, and reducing subvocalization, the voice in your head reading each word, let you consume books faster while retaining more. With practice, you can absorb material quickly and efficiently. Speed reading alone isn't enough. Retention matters. Reading 5 books a week, but forgetting everything is pointless. The goal isn't just to read more, but to retain what you learn. Engage actively with material. Take notes, highlight key points, teach what you've learned to someone else. This internalizes knowledge and makes it easier to recall when needed. 4. The best books for personal growth. Investing in yourself. You know reading is crucial, but what should you read to ensure growth? Countless books exist, but not all move the needle. How do you choose books that truly change your life? Start with personal development books. Atomic Habits by James Clear, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey are timeless classics teaching habits, mindset, and routines for long-term growth. Next, read business and entrepreneurship books. The Lean Startup by Eric Ries and The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz offer insights into building and running successful businesses, navigating challenges, and staying focused. Don't forget books enhancing emotional intelligence and communication. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie and Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman help build relationships, understand others, and communicate effectively. These skills are vital in every area of life, personal and professional. Invest in books that challenge your thinking, push growth, and help you become your best self. Reading with intention transforms your mind and life. 5. Building a reading habit that lasts. Reading isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. How do you make it a regular routine? Consistency is key. Successful readers don't read for hours daily. They read every day, whether 20 minutes in the morning or 30 minutes before bed. Start small. Commit to 10 to 15 minutes daily and increase as you get comfortable. Make reading enjoyable. If you don't like what you're reading, it feels like a chore. Choose books that fascinate, challenge, or excite you. If unsure where to start, pick books aligning with your interests or passions. You'll want to read more, and soon, you'll have a lasting habit. Track your progress. Keep a log of books read and celebrate small victories, finishing a chapter, a book, or a milestone. Take pride in your journey as a reader. Reading is more than an activity. It's a lifestyle, a pathway to growth, a key to unlocking potential. To stay ahead of 99% of people, Make reading core to your routine. Books hold power to change your life. The more you read, the more you grow, the more opportunities you create, the more you thrive. Next time you have free minutes, don't scroll your phone or watch TV. Open a book. Small, consistent steps take you from where you are to where you want to be. Ready to turn the page? Your future self will thank you. Chapter 3. The Power of Consistency and Small Daily Habits. Ever wondered why you work hard, put in hours, yet see no results? You're doing everything right, or so you think. You set big goals, make plans, feel motivated most days. Yet progress feels like it's crawling. The problem lies in one overlooked concept: consistency. While most think success comes from bursts of motivation or heroic efforts, the real secret is small daily actions done consistently over time. That's the game changer. It's easy to chase dramatic transformations or big wins, especially with social media showcasing huge breakthroughs. But lasting success isn't built on rare inspirational moments. It's built on small, seemingly insignificant daily choices that compound over time, creating unimaginable results. This chapter explains the immense power of consistency and small habits. Once you grasp and apply this, you'll realize success was always within reach, just not as glamorous or instant as you thought. Small daily habits can change your life. 1. The myth of overnight success. We've all heard stories of people achieving success overnight. Entrepreneurs striking it rich, athletes becoming champions effortlessly, influencers skyrocketing to fame. The media glorifies these stories, showing glitz, glamour, and end results. But they hide the years of work, countless failures, hours of sacrifice, and consistency behind the scenes. There's no such thing as overnight success. Every success story builds on years of persistence, dedication, and small daily actions. The magic happens in hidden hours when no one watches, with no applause, just you and your commitment. That's where consistency's power lies. We live in a world craving instant results, expecting quick rewards for hard work. But success doesn't work that way. Successful people trust the process, knowing achievement takes time. If you're frustrated because progress isn't instant, step back and see the bigger picture. If you're consistent with the right actions, results will come. It takes patience and trust. 2. The power of small habits. Why they matter more than big goals. It's easy to obsess over big goals, dreaming big, aiming for the stars, envisioning the top. But big goals can overwhelm. They seem so far off you don't know where to start. That's where small habits shine. Think of small habits as building blocks for future success. Small, consistent daily actions seem trivial. You might ask, what's the point of writing 100 words a day? Does it matter? The answer is yes. Small habits compound over time. They don't seem like much initially, but with consistency, they build momentum. One small action daily creates exponential results. The key is starting small, building momentum, and staying consistent. Small habits don't require huge time or motivation. They're sustainable and realistic. Over time, these tiny actions add up to something extraordinary. For example, reading 10 pages daily seems minimal, but in a month, that's 300 pages. In a year, it's over 3,600 pages, several books. Apply this to fitness, learning, or growth, and results astound. Small habits aren't about big moves now. They're about step-by-step progress. The compound effect is real, working quietly every day. 3. How to build a habit that lasts. Building a new habit isn't easy, but it's simpler than most think. The secret is knowing habits form in small moments. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. But it requires effort and patience initially. Here's how to build lasting habits. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with huge goals. Focus on one tiny daily action. It could be reading 10 minutes or a 5-minute walk. Set a specific time and place. To make habits stick, assign a time and place. This creates a routine, signaling your brain it's important. Be consistent. Consistency strengthens neural connections in your brain. The more you repeat an action, the more automatic it becomes. Track your progress. Use a habit tracker, journal, or calendar to log daily progress. This reinforces the habit and keeps you on track. Be patient. Habits take time. Don't expect instant results. Focus on the process, not just outcomes. Celebrate consistency, even if results are slow. Reward yourself. After completing a habit, give a small reward. This reinforces behavior and motivates you to continue. Building habits feels challenging at first, but push through discomfort and it gets easier. These small actions accumulate into monumental change. 4. Why willpower is overrated and what to rely on instead. Most think success requires sheer willpower, pushing through tough moments, resisting temptation, never giving up. Willpower helps short-term, but it's not the key to long-term success. Willpower is overrated. It's a finite resource. The more you use it, the more it depletes. By day's end, after countless decisions, willpower fades, leading to mistakes or bad habits. What's the secret if not willpower? Systems. Successful people rely on systems, not willpower. Systems are routines, structures, and habits making the right actions easier and automatic. They reduce decision-making and willpower needs. For example, to get fit, don't rely on willpower to exercise daily. Create a system, schedule workouts at the same time, prepare your gym bag the night before, commit to going even if you don't feel like it. Eventually, the system takes over and willpower isn't needed. The compound effect is the principle that small, consistent actions over time yield enormous growth. This is the cornerstone of personal development. Consider this. Improving 1% daily seems negligible, but after a year, that's a 37 times improvement. That's the compound effect's power. It's not about huge leaps. It's about small, consistent steps. The same applies to business, skills, or health. Consistent small improvements lead to levels most only dream of. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The secret to winning isn't big, bold daily steps. It's small, consistent steps day after day. The habits you build today shape your future in ways you can't yet see. If you want to stand out from 99% of people lost in the noise, start small. Focus on building daily habits aligned with your goals. Trust the process. Stay consistent. Your success isn't defined by speed, but by momentum. Success isn't about a single burst of motivation. It's about showing up daily, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency's power carries you further than any moment of inspiration. Chapter 4. The Hidden Power of Focus. How to cut through the noise and achieve anything. Ever felt like you're working tirelessly but barely progressing? You start your day with big ambitions, only to be derailed by notifications, emails, and social media updates. Before you know it, hours pass, and you've barely touched your plans. Frustrating, isn't it? You're not alone. The modern world is designed to steal your attention. Every app, platform, and notification is engineered to keep you hooked. Companies spend billions hiring psychologists and neuroscientists to ensure you keep scrolling, clicking, and consuming. You might think you're in control, but your focus is under constant attack. Here's the hard truth. You can't achieve anything meaningful without controlling your focus. The most successful people aren't the smartest or most talented. They've mastered focusing on what truly matters. While most multitask, chase distractions, and react to every ping, high achievers operate differently. They know deep, undisturbed focus is their superpower. If you feel stuck, distracted, or unable to gain traction, this chapter changes everything. You'll learn to reclaim focus, eliminate distractions, and get results. 1. The truth about multitasking, why it's killing your productivity. For years, we've been told multitasking is a skill to admire. Job descriptions list it as a requirement. People boast about juggling multiple tasks. But science says multitasking is a productivity killer. Your brain isn't wired to focus on multiple things at once. When you multitask, you're rapidly switching tasks, and each switch has a mental cost. Studies show task switching reduces productivity by up to 40%. Worse, frequent multitasking lowers IQ, increases stress, and weakens deep thinking. Think about the last time you worked on something important and your phone buzzed. Even if you didn't check it, your mind was pulled away. It takes 23 minutes and 15 seconds to regain full focus after a distraction. Multiply that by dozens of daily interruptions, and it's no wonder most feel busy but unproductive. To join the top 1% of achievers, train yourself to single task. Focus on one thing at a time with full attention. You'll accomplish more in 1 hour of deep work than most do in a scattered day. 2. The hidden enemy, digital distractions, and how they're stealing your life. Your phone is a powerful tool, but also a dangerous one. Social media, emails, and notifications are designed to hijack attention. The more time you spend reacting to distractions, the less you have for meaningful work. The average person checks their phone over 150 times daily. That's pulling attention from tasks dozens of times hourly. Once attention fragments, deep work becomes impossible. It's not just phones. Open tabs, email pings, and background TV noise contribute to attention fragmentation. The result? You're always busy, but rarely productive. You feel exhausted by day's end, but accomplish little. The solution? Create a distraction-free environment. Turn off notifications. Your phone doesn't need to buzz for every like. Disable non-essential notifications. Use Do Not Disturb mode during deep tasks. Put your phone in airplane mode or enable Do Not Disturb. Set specific times for checking emails and messages instead of reacting all day. Work in focused blocks using the Pomodoro technique. 50 minutes of work, 10-minute break. This keeps your brain sharp and prevents burnout. Control your digital environment, and you reclaim hours of lost focus daily. Those hours add up to a lifetime of success. 3. The science of deep work. How to enter a state of unstoppable focus. Some people write bestsellers, build multi-million-dollar businesses, or master complex skills in record time because they've mastered deep work. Deep work is focusing without distraction for extended periods, when your mind operates at full capacity, solving problems, creating, and making breakthroughs. This is where your best work happens. Deep work doesn't just happen, you train for it. To enter deep work, eliminate distractions. Find a quiet place, turn off notifications, prepare your workspace. Use a focus ritual. High achievers have routines signaling it's time to focus. Making coffee, playing a playlist, setting a timer. Create a ritual for your brain. Set a clear intention. Know exactly what you're working on. Vague goals like, work on my business, don't work. Be specific. Write 1,000 words of my book. Time block your work. Give yourself a set time for a task. Parkinson's law says work expands to fill available time, so set strict limits. The more you practice deep work, the easier it becomes. Master it, and you'll achieve in hours what takes others weeks. 4. The power of saying no. How to guard your focus like a billionaire. One of the greatest skills is saying no. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something important. Billionaires and top performers guard their time like their most precious resource. It is. They don't fill schedules with pointless meetings, unnecessary commitments, or obligations not serving their goals. To protect focus, say no to distractions. Stop checking social media mindlessly. Say no to unnecessary meetings. Not every email needs a reply. Not every meeting needs your presence. Say no to toxic people. Energy drainers steal focus and time. Protect your mental space. Your time and focus are non-renewable. Spend them wisely. The world splits into two types, the distracted many and the focused few. Most react, letting attention be controlled, wondering why they never achieve goals. The focused few break free. To join the top 1%, mastering focus isn't optional, it's essential. Starting today, commit to reclaiming focus. Eliminate distractions. Say no to what doesn't serve you. Be intentional with time. Do this, and you'll accomplish more in a year than most do in a lifetime. Are you ready for unstoppable focus? Your success depends on it. Chapter 5. The secret weapon of high achievers. The art of self-discipline. You've felt it before. That surge of motivation making you want to transform your life overnight. Maybe it came from an inspiring video, a powerful book, or someone else's success. You told yourself, this time, I'll do it. For days, maybe weeks, you were unstoppable, waking early, hitting the gym, starting projects, avoiding distractions. But then, something happened. One day, you felt tired. You said, skipping one day won't hurt. One day became 2, then 3. Soon, you were back to square one, frustrated, wondering why you always fall off track. The cycle repeats, and each failure erodes your self-trust. This is motivation's harsh reality. It's unreliable. It lifts you up one moment and vanishes the next, leaving you stranded. That's why most never achieve long-term success. They rely on motivation when they need self-discipline. Discipline is the invisible force behind every high achiever. It's showing up when you don't feel like it, sticking to the plan despite temptations, doing the work when no one watches. While most wait for the next motivation burst, successful people push forward rain or shine. This chapter breaks down why self-discipline is your most powerful tool and how to develop it to break the failure cycle forever. If you've wondered why some achieve so much while others struggle, this is the missing piece. The secret isn't talent, intelligence, or luck. It's discipline when motivation runs out. 1. The myth of motivation, why it's failing you. Most believe motivation is the key to success. They think if they felt more motivated, they'd take action. But motivation is a liar, fleeting, inconsistent, tied to external factors. One day, you're inspired to conquer the world. The next, you're tired, overwhelmed, or not in the mood. Motivation is a fire fueled by excitement. It burns bright, but dies fast if not fed. That's why many start strong but never finish. They think the problem is motivation, so they seek speeches, books, or success stories to recapture the spark. But they hit the same wall. Success isn't about how motivated you feel. It's about what you do when you don't feel like it. Self-discipline is keeping going despite feelings. It's what separates achievers from dreamers. If you wait for motivation, you'll stay stuck. The key is acting without needing motivation at all. 2. How self-discipline works, the science behind it. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with, it's built. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. If you don't use it, it weakens. At its core, discipline is overriding short-term desires for long-term gains. Your brain craves instant gratification, pleasure now, not later. That's why it's easier to watch Netflix than work on goals, sleep and then hit the gym, scroll social media than read a book. Your brain doesn't care about future success. It seeks present comfort. But you can rewire your brain to favor discipline. Every time you choose discipline over temptation, you strengthen neural pathways, making disciplined behavior easier. At first, it's tough, but with consistency, it becomes second nature. Start small and build discipline gradually. You can't bench press 300 pounds overnight, nor become perfectly disciplined in a day. It's a process requiring practice. Once developed, you become unstoppable. 3. The no excuse rule. How to eliminate justifying laziness. Excuses are discipline's enemy. Every excuse reinforces the habit of avoiding discomfort. Saying, "I'll start tomorrow," "I'm too tired," or "it's just one time," trains your brain to accept failure as normal. Disciplined people have a rule: no excuses. They don't negotiate with laziness or debate feelings. They act. To eliminate excuses, adopt a non-negotiable mindset. Don't decide daily whether to act. Make it automatic. If you committed to working out, you work out, no matter what. If you decided to write daily, you write, even uninspired. A trick: don't think, just do. The longer you debate action, the more you procrastinate. Remove decision-making entirely. If it's on your schedule, it gets done, no discussion. 4. The pain of regret versus the pain of discipline. Here's a hard truth. You'll face pain either way. Without discipline, you'll feel regret's pain, disappointment from knowing you could have done better. You'll feel it looking back at wasted opportunities, unreached potential, lost time. Regret's pain is deep, lasting, and impossible to erase. Discipline has pain too, the temporary discomfort of pushing when you don't feel like it. But unlike regret, this pain is short-lived and leads to greatness. Every disciplined choice moves you closer to the life you want. Every tough decision, moment of resistance, small act of discipline compounds, creating results beyond imagination. Ask yourself, which pain do you want? Temporary effort or lifelong regret? Discipline isn't just hard work, it's creating freedom. The more disciplined you are today, the more options you'll have tomorrow. Train yourself to stay focused, push through discomfort, eliminate excuses. You'll gain power over your life. Starting today, stop relying on motivation. Stop making excuses. Stop permitting failure. Become someone who does what needs doing, no matter what. Success isn't about talent or opportunities. It's about discipline to show up daily and work. Chapter 6. The Ultimate Power Move. Mastering consistency to dominate life. You've started something new, a workout routine, a business idea, a self-improvement habit. For a few days, you were on fire, unstoppable, full of excitement and ambition. You told yourself, this time, I'll stick with it. But life got in the way. Maybe you got busy. Maybe results weren't fast enough. Maybe you lost interest. Another goal slipped away. Think about all the things you've started but never finished. If you'd followed through on half of them, where would you be today? It's painful to consider. Here's the brutal truth. Consistency is the biggest factor separating successful people from those stuck. It's not talent, luck, or intelligence. It's showing up and working day after day, even when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when progress feels slow. Most fail not because they're incapable, but because they quit too soon. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they give up. Success isn't about massive daily progress. It's about small, steady improvements over time. Once you master consistency, success becomes inevitable. If you struggle to stick with things long enough for results, this chapter changes everything. You'll understand why consistency is your most powerful tool and how to use it to dominate every area of life. 1. The hidden power of small, repeated actions. Most believe success comes from massive action, 18-hour workdays, huge sacrifices, pushing to the limit. In reality, success results from small actions repeated consistently over time. It's not about going all in for a week or month. It's about what you do daily. Imagine two people. One reads 20 minutes daily, the other doesn't read. After one day, the difference is nothing. After a week, it's barely noticeable. After a year, one has read dozens of books, the other, none. After 5 years, one has vast knowledge, the other hasn't changed. This principle applies to fitness, business, relationships, personal growth. Small daily choices, positive or negative, compound, creating your future. Improving 1% daily makes you 37 times better in a year. That's consistency's power. Most lack patience to stick with something long enough for compounding to work. They want results now. When rewards aren't instant, they assume it's not working and quit. They miss that breakthroughs come from staying consistent long enough for magic to happen. Shift your mindset to long-term consistency over short-term intensity. You'll build unstoppable momentum while others chase quick wins. 2. Why you lose motivation and how to overcome it. A big reason people struggle with consistency is relying too much on motivation. They start excited, but when excitement fades, they stop. Motivation is temporary. Discipline and consistency are permanent. You won't always feel motivated. You'll have days when you're tired, frustrated, or bored. If emotions dictate actions, you'll never achieve anything significant. The secret is deciding based on what needs doing, not how you feel. Break free from the motivation trap. Commit to a schedule, not a goal. Instead of "I'll work out 3 times a week," say, "I'll work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. Schedules remove decision-making and make action automatic. Use the 2-day rule. Never skip 2 days in a row. Missing 1 day is fine. Missing 2 builds a quitting habit. Redefine success. Don't focus on big outcomes. Focus on showing up. If your goal is writing a book, success isn't pages finished. It's whether you wrote today. Stop relying on motivation. Rely on systems. You'll never worry about consistency again. 3. How to create unbreakable habits that stick for life. Most fail at consistency because they approach habits wrong. They try to change overnight using willpower, but willpower drains fast. The key to lasting habits is making them effortless. Here's how. Start ridiculously small. Don't commit to an hour of reading. Read 1 page daily. Don't aim for heavy workouts. Do 1 push-up. Easy habits eliminate resistance. Attach new habits to existing ones. Attach new habits to routines you already do. Drink coffee every morning. Read for 5 minutes after. Brush teeth at night. Do 5 push-ups after. Use visual cues. Keep habits visible. Want to drink water? Keep a bottle on your desk. Want to play guitar? Leave it out, not in a case. Visible habits are easier to do. Track progress. Use the Seinfeld strategy. Mark an X on a calendar for each day you complete a habit. Don't break the chain. Seeing streaks grows motivation. Make habits easy, obvious, and trackable to remove the struggle of consistency. Progress becomes automatic. Success isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. Achievers aren't those who work hardest briefly. They show up daily, no matter what. They don't wait for motivation, let setbacks stop them, or quit because progress is slow. Commit to playing the long game. Choose one thing to be consistent with and do it daily, even in small amounts. Don't chase fast results. Chase daily progress. Small efforts add up to something extraordinary. Will you be like the majority, starting and stopping, stuck in inconsistency? Or will you join the rare few who show up daily, build unstoppable habits, and dominate life? Your future depends on this choice. Chapter 7. The Hidden Formula of the 1%. How to think and act like ultra-successful people. Ever looked at wildly successful people and wondered, what do they know that I don't? Why do some rise effortlessly while others struggle for years? It's not just money, intelligence, or connections. If that were true, every wealthy heir or genius would dominate life. But they don't. Something deeper is at play, hidden in plain sight. The ultra-successful, the top 1% in any field, think and act differently from the majority. They don't follow society's rules. They don't settle for what's given. They don't let distractions dictate focus. They operate on a different level of mindset, habits, and execution. Most stay stuck in mediocrity because they follow a script keeping them average. They think like the masses, adopt limiting beliefs, and follow routines that never lead to breakthroughs. As a result, they watch others succeed while wondering why their efforts fail. But you don't need a privileged background, Ivy League education, or massive bank account. You need to learn how the ultra-successful think and apply their strategies. This chapter breaks down the mindset shifts, habits, and decision-making frameworks separating the top 1% from everyone else. Apply these, and you'll never think or operate the same way again. 1. The 1% think in terms of leverage, not just hard work. Most believe the only way to get ahead is working harder, grinding longer hours, pushing to the limit, hustling nonstop. This is a lie. The ultra-successful don't just work harder, they work smarter with leverage. Leverage means doing more with less, using systems, tools, and people to multiply results. It means brute force effort alone isn't enough. If hard work were the only factor, construction workers, factory employees, and janitors, some of the hardest workers, would be the wealthiest. But they're not. Billionaires like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk don't labor 16 hours daily. They've mastered leverage, using resources, teams, capital, and technology for exponential impact with minimal effort. To escape the average trap, stop trading time directly for money or progress. Ask, how can I multiply results without multiplying effort? Build systems automating repetitive tasks. Delegate or outsource low-value work to focus on high-impact activities. Invest in assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, generating income without your time. Learn high-leverage skills like sales, leadership, or coding for disproportionate value. If you think in terms of direct effort, more money means longer hours. You'll always be limited by time. Leverage-based thinking makes your potential limitless. 2. The 1% make decisions based on logic, not emotion. Average people make decisions emotionally. Fear stops them from taking risks. Temporary feelings dictate actions. They procrastinate because they don't feel like it. They hesitate, fearing failure. They stay stuck year after year. The ultra-successful operate differently. They know feelings are unreliable, logic and strategy win. Instead of asking, do I feel like doing this? They ask, what's the smartest move now, regardless of how I feel? They understand success requires rational, strategic decisions, not emotional ones. They invest in themselves, even when uncomfortable, knowing education and skills pay off long-term. They take risks when the upside outweighs the downside, not paralyzed by fear. They cut distractions without hesitation, valuing focus over entertainment. To elevate your thinking, practice detaching from emotions when deciding. Ask, if I removed feelings, what's the smartest move? Then do it, whether you feel like it or not. 3. The 1% play the long game, while others chase short-term wins. Most are addicted to instant gratification, quick results, fast money, immediate rewards. This leads to short-sighted decisions sabotaging their future. They quit when things get hard, not seeing instant success. They jump between ideas, never sticking long enough for progress. They waste money on things feeling good now, but lacking lasting value. The ultra-successful master delayed gratification. They work years before big results. They invest in what pays off later. They stay patient when progress is slow, understanding compound growth. Warren Buffett became wealthy through long-term investing, not quick gains. Elite athletes train years before championships. Top entrepreneurs reinvest earnings into businesses, not flashy purchases. To separate from the majority, shift to long-term thinking. Base decisions on where you want to be in 5 or 10 years, not what feels good today. The longer you play the game, the greater your advantage over those who quit early. Success isn't about luck, talent, or intelligence. It's about how you think and operate. The 1% aren't born special. They've learned mental frameworks to dominate. Apply these principles, leverage rational decisions, long-term thinking, and your life changes. You stop making mistakes keeping most stuck. You stop settling for mediocrity. You start thinking, acting, and succeeding differently. Will you keep thinking like the average or start thinking like the 1%? Your mindset determines your future. Choose wisely. Chapter 8. The Unshakable Confidence Blueprint. How to build a mindset that commands respect and success. What if the only thing separating you from your desired life isn't intelligence, luck, or talent, but confidence? Every major breakthrough you've had came because you believed in yourself enough to act. Every missed opportunity, every dream let slip, every hesitation when you should have moved forward, it came down to lacking confidence. Ever looked at someone effortlessly confident, commanding attention, speaking without second-guessing, seeming immune to failure, and wondered, how do they do it? You might assume they were born that way. That confidence is a trait for a lucky few. That's not true. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's built. If you don't actively build it, fear, insecurity, and self-doubt control you. You'll let opportunities pass, let people walk over you, settle for less than you deserve, not because you're incapable, but because you don't believe you are. The good news? Confidence is a skill. It can be learned, trained, strengthened like a muscle. Master it, and everything changes. You act instead of hesitating, attract opportunities, become unshakable, no longer held back by fear, doubt, or opinions. This chapter explains the science of confidence, why most struggle, and how to build unbreakable self-belief to transform your life. This unlocks your potential. Are you ready? 1. The hidden confidence killers you don't realize are destroying you. Before building confidence, address the confidence killers in daily life, subtle habits, beliefs, behaviors eroding self-belief unnoticed. The biggest, seeking external validation. Letting others' opinions define your worth gives away your power. Needing approval to feel good means others control you. You hesitate, shrink, play safe, fearing judgment. Confident people don't need validation. They decide to like themselves. Another killer, comparing yourself to others. Social media worsens this, showing highlight reels of perfect lives. Confidence isn't built by measuring against others. It's built by measuring against yesterday's you. Focus on your progress, not others' success, using it as inspiration to push further. The third killer, negative self-talk. Saying, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or I don't deserve this, programs your brain to fail. Confident people control their inner dialogue, speaking to themselves like a best friend with encouragement and power. If confidence struggles stem from these killers, you can rewire your mind. Take back control. It starts now. 2. The secret formula to unshakable confidence. Confidence isn't arrogance, pretending, or faking it. Real confidence comes from competence and self-trust, knowing you can handle what life throws at you. Here's the formula. Mastery creates confidence. The fastest way to build confidence is getting good at something. The more skilled you are, the more confidence follows. Identify areas needing confidence: public speaking, social skills, business, fitness, relationships, and practice consistently. Expose yourself to fear. Avoiding fear weakens you. Confident people act despite fear. Afraid of speaking up? Do it more. Fear rejection? Put yourself in situations risking it. Each time you face fear and survive, your brain learns fear has no power. Control body language. How you carry yourself affects confidence. Stand tall, make eye contact, take up space. Avoid nervous habits, fidgeting, slouching, looking down. Studies show powerful body language changes how others and you perceive yourself. Develop a winning internal dialogue. Confident people talk to themselves like champions. Instead of "I hope I don't fail," they say, "I'll figure it out." Instead of "I'm not good enough," they say, "I'm capable and will prove it." Change self-talk, and confidence transforms. Keep promises to yourself. Every unfulfilled goal erodes self-trust. Confidence builds by doing what you say. Commit to waking early? Wake early. Promise to hit the gym? Go. Build a reputation with yourself as someone who follows through, and confidence becomes unshakable. 3. How to command respect and dominate any room. Confidence isn't just how you feel, it's how you make others feel. When you enter a room, people sense if you believe in yourself. If you don't, they won't either. To command respect, speak with conviction. Never end sentences like a question unless asking one. Own your words. Be comfortable with silence. Weak people fill every pause. Strong ones let words breathe. Stop seeking approval. Stop caring about impressing others, and they'll respect you. Make eye contact. Not creepily, but to say, I see you, and I'm not afraid to be seen. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in, opens doors, changes how the world responds. The painful truth: the world doesn't reward insecurity. If you don't believe in yourself, why should others? Confidence isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It determines whether you act or stay stuck, seize opportunities or let them pass, live on your terms or settle. Today, you choose: continue doubting, hesitating, letting fear control you, or start building confidence to change everything. You have everything needed inside. Will you use it? Chapter 9. The Discipline Code. How to develop unstoppable focus and self-control that 99% lack. You've set big, exciting goals: building a business, transforming health, achieving financial independence, mastering a skill. You started with enthusiasm, fired up by motivation. But the fire faded. Distractions took over. Procrastination crept in. You made excuses, pushed things to tomorrow. Weeks, maybe months, passed without progress. Sound familiar? You're not alone. This cycle traps 99% of people. They set goals, get excited, then, when motivation fades, fall back into old habits, wondering why they're stuck. Success doesn't belong to the most motivated. It belongs to the most disciplined. Discipline is what separates achievers from wishers. Successful people don't rely always on feeling motivated. They act even when they don't. They don't let distractions derail them. They don't let laziness win. They do what needs doing, no matter what. This chapter changes how you view discipline. You'll learn why most fail to stay consistent, how to rewire your brain to crave discipline over distractions, and how to create a system ensuring follow-through, even when you want to quit. Master this, and you become unstoppable. 1. Why motivation is a lie and why it's keeping you stuck. Most think they have a discipline problem, but they have a motivation addiction. They believe they need inspiration to act. They say, I'll work out when I'm ready. I'll work on my business when I'm in the mood. Or, I'll wake early when I have energy. That's why they fail. Motivation is temporary, coming in waves. One day, you're ready to conquer. The next, you don't want to get out of bed. If success depends on inspiration, you're doomed. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They operate on discipline, acting whether they feel like it or not. Athletes don't skip training because they're not in the mood. Entrepreneurs don't stop because they're uninspired. They show up daily, knowing success comes from consistency, not emotions. If you've waited for motivation before acting, you've played the wrong game. The secret is removing emotions from the equation. Success is a habit, not a mood. Habits are built through discipline. 2. How to rewire your brain to love discipline instead of avoiding it. Most view discipline as painful, something they must do, so they resist it. But you can train your brain to crave discipline, to become addicted to it. Your brain seeks reward and avoids pain. Procrastinating, skipping workouts, or indulging in distractions gives a dopamine hit, making it feel good to scroll social media instead of working. Your brain rewards the wrong things. To build unbreakable discipline, reprogram your reward system to associate pain with laziness and pleasure with discipline. Here's how. Use the immediate consequence trick. Your brain acts when it feels immediate consequences. Skipping a workout seems fine, but link it to a painful consequence, like giving $100 to a friend for each miss, and you'll show up. Create systems where failing discipline costs something. Reframe discomfort as growth. Instead of dreading hard work, see it as proof you're leveling up. When something feels tough, think, this is growth. This separates me from the average. Discipline becomes a game, not a burden. Celebrate discipline, not just results. Most reward only big goals, but to make discipline addictive, celebrate showing up. Each time you follow through, recognize you've become more powerful. Build an identity as someone who always follows through. Apply these shifts, and discipline stops feeling like a chore. It feels like power. When that happens, you're unstoppable. 3. The ultimate discipline system. How to follow through no matter what. The most disciplined don't rely on willpower alone. They have systems making discipline automatic. To guarantee follow-through every time, build a system removing decision-making, eliminating distractions, ensuring success. Here's how. Eliminate decision fatigue. Deciding daily whether to act creates excuse opportunities. Set workouts, work, or study at the same time daily. Make it a rule, not a choice. Use the 5-minute rule. The hardest part is starting. Trick your brain by committing to just 5 minutes of action. Start writing, working out, coding for 5 minutes. Momentum takes over, and you'll keep going. Create a no-negotiation policy. Disciplined people have unbreakable rules. Decide in advance what you'll always do, whether you feel like it or not. Examples. I never skip 2 days. I always wake at 6 a.m. I always do what I say. Set accountability triggers. It's easy to slack off alone. Use a coach, friend, or public commitment to stay on track, putting your reputation on the line. Implement these, and discipline becomes automatic. Your success won't depend on how motivated you feel. It'll depend on your discipline. If you do what others won't, show up daily no matter what, you'll achieve what 99% never will. Will you commit to discipline or stay stuck in inconsistency? Your future depends on it. Chapter 10. The Power of Relentless Execution. How to take action like a machine and achieve in months what others take years. You set goals, plan, think about what you want. But how much of your plan got done? How much closer are you to your dream today than 6 months ago? A year ago? If the answer is not much, there's a reason. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you don't want it badly enough. It's because you're not executing at the required level. The biggest lie people tell themselves is they're working hard. Zoom in, and they're thinking about work, making lists, reading books, watching videos, researching endlessly, avoiding the one thing creating results, relentless execution. Think of those achieving insane success. Entrepreneurs building million-dollar businesses, athletes dominating sports, artists creating masterpieces. They don't have a secret advantage. They execute at a level 99% won't. They don't waste time, overthink, or wait for perfection. They take massive, relentless action repeatedly until they succeed. This chapter changes how you approach action. If you're stuck in procrastination, busy but unproductive, working hard without progress, you don't need more knowledge. You need an execution system. You'll get a blueprint to take insane action so consistently that results are inevitable. Let's get to work. 1. The 3 deadly traps that keep you stuck in inaction. Most fail to execute because they fall into 3 traps. These feel like work, tricking you into thinking you're progressing, but they keep you stuck. Trap 1. The learning loop. You tell yourself you need more knowledge before starting. You read another book, watch another tutorial, take another course. Education matters, but you never execute. You wait to feel ready, but that moment never comes. Real learning happens through action. Stop consuming, start executing. Trap 2. The perfectionist delay. You think you can't start because it's not perfect. Your website isn't ready. Your videos aren't professional enough. You tweak and polish, never realizing perfect is done's enemy. Nothing's ever perfect. Start messy and improve along the way. Trap 3. The distraction addiction. You'll work after checking your phone real quick. 30 minutes vanish. You sit to focus, but your brain craves dopamine. So you check email, scroll social media, watch one more video. The day slips away. Your attention is hijacked. Without focus, execution is impossible. Control your environment, or it controls you. Recognize these traps. Don't panic. You're not alone. Awareness is the first step. Now break free. 2. The relentless execution system. How to take massive action daily. High achievers don't wait for motivation or willpower. They have a system ensuring execution. Follow this system, and you'll be amazed at what you accomplish. Step 1. Ruthless prioritization, the 80-20 power move. Not all tasks are equal. The secret isn't doing more. It's doing the right things with focus. Most waste 80% of time on low-impact tasks. Use the 80-20 rule. Identify the 20% of actions generating 80% of results. Eliminate or delegate the rest. Attack high-impact actions obsessively. Each morning, ask, if I complete one thing today, what has the biggest impact on my future? Do that first. Step 2. The no 0 days rule. Never miss a day. Momentum is everything. Stopping makes restarting 10 times harder. Never let a day pass without progress, even if it's 10 minutes. Small daily progress compounds into massive success. Step 3. The time-blocking domination method. Most fail relying on to-do lists, not schedules. High performers make time, not find it. Set fixed daily deep work times. Treat them like unbreakable appointments. Eliminate distractions. No phone, no social media, no interruptions. If you don't schedule execution, it won't happen. Step 4. The 2-minute rule to crush procrastination. When you feel resistance, commit to just 2 minutes of action. Start writing, working out, coding for 2 minutes. Once you begin, the hardest part's over. You'll keep going. Action creates momentum. Step 5. The win the morning, win the day routine. Your first hour sets the day's tone. Don't reach for your phone. Move your body. Work out, stretch, walk. Plan top priorities. Work on your most important task before email or social media. Start strong, and execution becomes effortless. 3. How to keep going when you want to quit. Some days, motivation vanishes, progress slows, doubt creeps in. Most quit here. Winners execute anyway. Discipline is a muscle. The more you push through resistance, the stronger it gets. On tough days, lean on your system. Don't negotiate, just show up. Unmotivated? Do the first 2 minutes. Overwhelmed? Simplify, do the most important task. Feel like quitting? Remember why you started. Each push-through rewires your brain to act no matter what. Once that identity locks in, nothing stops you. You have the ultimate execution system. You know how to break procrastination, prioritize what matters, take action at a level 99% never will. But it's useless unless you use it. Success comes from what you do next. Will you act today or stay stuck? Your future awaits. Chapter 11. The Mental Toughness Blueprint. How to build an unbreakable mindset that guarantees success. Let's be real. Most people fail not because they lack smarts, resources, or opportunities, but because they're mentally weak. When things get hard, they crumble. When obstacles hit, they quit. When results aren't instant, they get discouraged and stop. That's why they stay stuck year after year, dream after dream, failure after failure. Look around. Most aren't living the lives they want. They're settling, struggling, making excuses. Every successful person you admire faced hardships, setbacks, pain. The difference? They didn't break. They didn't let emotions control them. They didn't let fear stop them. They didn't let failure define them. To succeed at an elite level, to achieve what 99% never will, you need an unbreakable mindset. You need mental toughness so strong nothing shakes you. No failure, rejection, or self-doubt. The world doesn't care about excuses. It rewards results. This chapter teaches you to build bulletproof mental resilience, handle pressure, eliminate self-doubt, and push through tough situations. You'll get tools to become unstoppable, but only if you apply them. Let's get to work. 1. The hard truth about mental toughness and why most people fail. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's built. Most never develop it, trapped in a mindset of comfort, excuses, weakness. They make 3 deadly mistakes destroying their success before starting. Mistake 1. Avoiding hardship. Average people want life easy, instant success, gratification, results. Nothing great comes without struggle. Growth happens through pain. The strongest had the hardest lives. They went through hell and kept going. Avoid hardship and you stay weak. Seek discomfort, run toward challenges, love struggle. That's where power builds. Mistake 2. Letting feelings control actions. Most act only when they feel like it. Tired? They sleep in. Unmotivated? They procrastinate. Uncomfortable? They quit. Feelings don't matter. Success doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, scared. Only actions matter. Mistake 3. Breaking under pressure. When things go wrong, the weak complain, make excuses, blame circumstances. The mentally tough take ownership, don't feel sorry for themselves, see challenges as tests, and pass by doing the work no matter what. If you're guilty of these, it's time to change. Mental toughness isn't just enduring hardship, it's thriving under pressure. 2. How to develop a mindset that can't be broken. Mental toughness is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. To build an unbreakable mind, develop habits, perspectives, beliefs to stay strong no matter what. Train to handle pain without complaining. Pain is inevitable. Your response is a choice. Weak people whine. Tough ones embrace pain, knowing it strengthens them. Next time you feel discomfort, physical, emotional, mental, lean into it. Don't run. Control your thoughts. Your mind is your greatest tool or enemy. Thoughts determine actions, confidence, success. Negative thoughts. I can't. I'm not good enough. This is too hard. Program failure. Replace them. I thrive in challenges. I control my emotions. I find a way to win. Rewire your brain for success. Put yourself in tough situations. Avoiding discomfort keeps you weak. Build strength by facing difficulty daily. Cold showers, hard workouts, long hours, early mornings. Each overcome discomfort builds mental armor. Develop an unshakable self-identity. The strongest don't just act tough, they believe they are. Create an identity aligning with toughness. I never quit. I'm relentless. I thrive under pressure. Shift your identity, and actions follow. 3. How to stay strong when life punches you in the face. Life will test you. Setbacks, failures, heartbreak, rejection. Most break. You won't. Pain is part of the process. Quitting isn't an option. You have everything to push through. When it's hard, remember why you started. Every hardship is a test. Passing brings you closer to your desired life. Keep going. That's what tough people do. 2 types exist. Those broken by fear, pain, struggle, making excuses, giving up, settling. And those who don't break, don't excuse, don't let failure stop them. They take ownership, build resilience, succeed because they refuse less. Which will you be? Mental toughness is a choice. Make the right one. Chapter 12. The Relentless Pursuit of Mastery. How to become the best and dominate your field. Most spend their lives average at everything, never mastering anything. They dabble, try something for months, lose interest, move on. They never go deep, never commit, never push past discomfort. That's why they don't stand out. They blend into mediocrity, becoming forgettable in an ocean of average. But think of those owning their industries. Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, Beyoncé, Steve Jobs. What do they share? They're relentless in pursuing mastery. They don't just participate, they dominate. They don't learn basics and stop. They go deeper than anyone dares. They commit to lifelong excellence in ways most can't understand. To be truly successful, decide today, average or great. Mastery is a choice, not talent or luck. It's whether you'll put an insane effort to rise to the top. This chapter is your roadmap. If you've wondered why you haven't reached your potential, why you're not excelling as you could, this is why. You'll get a step-by-step process to become world-class in anything. But you must commit. Mastery isn't for the weak, it's for the obsessed. 1. The brutal truth about mastery and why most never achieve it. Most never become great because mastery is painful, not fun, exciting, or glamorous. It's boring, repetitive, frustrating work requiring years of intense focus. In an instant gratification world, few endure that commitment. Most want success, but not the tedious process. They want rewards, but won't refine their craft alone. They want recognition, but won't work unseen. That's why they never become great. You're not entitled to success. You earn it through relentless execution. If you're not willing to outwork 99% of people, you'll never surpass them. You'll be mediocre, forgettable, lost. Mastery requires shifting how you view success. Instead of quick wins, play the long game. Instead of motivation, rely on discipline. Instead of overnight results, love the process. The only way to master something is devoting yourself with intensity most call insane. If that scares you, good. Mastery isn't for everyone. Only the few willing to do whatever it takes. 2. The Mastery Framework. How to become the best in your field. To become world-class, you need a clear strategy, not just hard work and hope. You need a proven process to push past where most stop. Here's how. Pick your obsession and go all in. Most try mastering too much, spreading themselves thin, bouncing between interests. Great performers obsess over one thing for decades. Pick your craft, industry, skill, and master it no matter what. Eliminate distractions and hobbies not supporting it. Every action should move you closer to mastery. Master fundamentals, then go beyond. Most fail chasing advanced techniques before mastering basics. World-class performers obsess over fundamentals, endless repetition, thousands of practice hours, perfecting tiny details. Once mastered, push beyond what's done. Study the best, then surpass them. The top 1% don't copy, they innovate. Create an insane training routine and stick to it. Mastery requires a daily routine forcing improvement. Use deliberate practice. Focus on weaknesses, attack them until strengths. Embrace extreme repetition. Do the same thing thousands of times until perfect. Seek brutal feedback. Learn from mentors. Tear apart weaknesses. Fix them aggressively. Mastery isn't talent. It's work most won't do. Build relentless discipline. Never stop improving. Never become complacent. Most stop improving once they reach a level, getting comfortable, losing their edge. To dominate, adopt lifelong improvement. Daily, ask, what did I learn today I didn't know yesterday? What weaknesses am I fixing? How can I push beyond my limits? The greatest never stop learning, training, refining. They treat every day like day one. Mastery isn't easy, fun, or convenient. It's a brutal, relentless, obsessive process most won't endure. That's why most aren't great. But you're not most people. If you've read this far, you know you're not born to be average. You have potential to be world-class. Are you willing to do what it takes? Most won't. They'll settle, give up when hard, let comfort win. You won't. Mastery awaits. Go earn it. Chapter 13. The 1% Rule. How small daily improvements make you unstoppable. What if everything you've been taught about success is wrong? The greatest, top 1% in business, sports, science, creativity don't get there through dramatic overnight changes. Mind-blowing achievements and superhuman skills aren't from sudden breakthroughs or rare talent, but something simpler. Most believe success comes from massive action, huge leaps, working harder all at once. Hard work matters, but it's not why the best succeed. The secret is subtler, so subtle most ignore it, the 1% rule. The idea is simple. Improve 1% daily, and results become exponential. That tiny effort, small push, slight improvement compounds, building on itself. Before you know it, you're light years ahead. Most never apply this. They seek shortcuts, want instant results, get impatient, quit after days without progress. That's why they fail. Success isn't what you do once. It's what you do daily, without fail, even unseen. This chapter shows how to apply the 1% rule to master skills, build discipline, create unstoppable momentum. Commit to this, and your life transforms. 1. Why small daily improvements are more powerful than huge efforts. Most fail at self-improvement because they think too big, too short-term. They believe success comes from extreme action, 10-hour workdays, pushing until collapse. That's unsustainable. Look at New Year's resolutions. People start strong, hitting the gym daily, working obsessively, but burn out in weeks. Why? They relied on motivation, not habits. They did too much too soon, not tiny, consistent gains. Compare to someone improving 1% daily. Day 1, they work out 5 minutes, read 1 page, practice a skill 10 minutes. It seems small, but they do it daily without fail. After a year, they're 37 times better. After 2 years, hundreds of times better. After 5, unrecognizable. This is compounding improvement. The greatest don't become great overnight. They build skills little by little, day by day, reaching levels most can't comprehend. Forget changing your life overnight. Focus on small, consistent actions. Results will shock you. 2. The science of compounding. Why tiny gains lead to massive success. To understand the 1% rule, look at compounding in finance. Invest $100 growing 1% daily, not just $1 added daily, but 1% added to the new amount, then again, and so on. Over time, small changes explode into huge gains. The same applies to skills, knowledge, habits. Improve 1% today, 1% tomorrow, and abilities multiply, not just grow. Why small gains beat big, inconsistent efforts. Most rely on motivation bursts, working hard one day, slacking the next. They cram study, go on extreme diets, instead of small, sustainable changes. They wonder why long-term results don't come. Massive, inconsistent action doesn't work. Relentless consistency does. Reading 10 pages daily beats 100 pages monthly. 10 push-ups daily beats 1 weekly gym session. Writing 100 words daily beats waiting for inspiration. The 1% rule builds unstoppable momentum without burnout. 3. How to apply the 1% rule in your life. Step-by-step guide. Here's how to use the 1% rule to transform your life. Pick one area to improve. Don't improve everything at once. It leads to overwhelm, failure. Choose one key area with the biggest impact. Ask, what skill gives the highest return? What habit, if mastered, changes everything? Where am I weakest, and how can I strengthen it? Commit to 1% daily improvement. Set a daily minimum action. Make it so small it's impossible to fail. Read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, write 50 words. Easy actions eliminate skipping excuses. Track progress, stay consistent. Use a habit tracker, journal, or app for accountability. Track streaks to build motivation. Miss a day? Don't miss 2. Get back on track. Focus on consistency over intensity. Treat it like brushing teeth, part of daily life. Let gains compound. Once momentum builds, results grow. Level up slightly. 1 push-up to 5, 10 words to 100, 1 page to 10. Keep growing step by step until improvement is unstoppable. You have a choice. Keep seeking shortcuts, trying overnight change, failing like 99%, or commit to the 1% rule. The method creating the greatest minds, athletes, entrepreneurs. The next year passes regardless. Where will you be in 365 days? It depends on choosing 1% daily improvement. Chapter 14. The Ultimate Competitive Edge. How to stay ahead of 99% of people for life. Let's be honest. You've absorbed the principles, mindset shifts, and strategies separating the top 1% from the rest. But here's a harsh reality. Getting ahead is one thing. Staying ahead separates the great from the forgotten. Look around. Athletes dominate a season, then fade. Entrepreneurs build empires, then lose relevance. Creators go viral, then vanish. Why? They stop evolving. The moment you think you've made it, you're already falling behind. The world moves too fast, and complacency is a death sentence. Staying ahead isn't about one big win. It's about relentless adaptation, continuous growth, and an obsession with staying sharper than everyone else. The top 1% don't rest on past success. They treat every day as a chance to widen the gap between them and the competition. This chapter gives you the ultimate blueprint to not just reach the top, but to stay there for life. You'll learn how to future-proof your skills, outthink your peers, and build a life where you're always one step ahead. Ready to cement your place among the elite? Let's dive in. 1. The law of constant evolution. Why stopping means losing. The world never stands still. Technology advances. Industries shift. New ideas emerge. What worked yesterday won't work tomorrow. If you're not evolving, you're regressing. There's no middle ground. Most people hit a comfortable level and coast. They get a degree, land a job, learn a skill, and think, I'm set. That's the trap. The moment you stop growing, someone hungrier, more curious, and more adaptable overtakes you. The top 1% live by the law of constant evolution. They're obsessed with staying relevant. They anticipate trends, learn emerging skills, and adapt before change forces them to. Think of Jeff Bezos. He didn't stop at selling books online. He pivoted Amazon into cloud computing, AI, and space exploration. Or consider athletes like Serena Williams, who refined her game year after year to stay dominant. To stay ahead, adopt this mindset. What got me here won't keep me here. Commit to evolving daily. Ask, what's changing in my field? What skills will matter in 5 years? How can I prepare now? Evolution isn't optional, it's survival. 2. The skill stacking secret. How to become irreplaceable. One reason the top 1% stay ahead is they're not one-dimensional. They don't rely on a single skill or expertise. They build a skill stack, a unique combination of abilities making them irreplaceable. Being great at one thing is good, but combining multiple skills creates a competitive edge no one can touch. For example, a programmer who also masters storytelling can create viral tech content. A marketer who understands psychology and data analysis can craft campaigns others can't replicate. To build your skill stack, master a core skill. Pick something you're passionate about and become world-class at it. This is your foundation. Add complementary skills. Identify skills enhancing your core expertise. If you're a writer, learn SEO or graphic design. If you're an entrepreneur, study negotiation or public speaking. Learn future-proof skills. Focus on skills with growing demand: AI, blockchain, emotional intelligence, or critical thinking. These keep you relevant as industries shift. Combine for uniqueness. Blend your skills in ways others don't. A lawyer who's also a coder? A chef who's a social media strategist? Your unique combination makes you a category of one. Skill stacking isn't about being a jack of all trades. It's about creating a rare, high-value expertise. The more unique your stack, the harder you are to replace, and the longer you stay ahead. 3. The anticipation advantage. How to predict and prepare for the future. Most people react to change after it happens. They scramble to catch up when industries shift or new tools emerge. The top 1% don't react. They anticipate. They study trends, read signals, and position themselves before change hits. This gives them a head start while others play catch-up. For example, early adopters of Bitcoin saw its potential before the masses. Companies like Netflix pivoted to streaming before traditional media caught on. To gain the anticipation advantage, stay informed but selective. Don't consume everything. Focus on high-quality sources like industry reports, thought leaders on X, or niche publications. Follow posts on X from innovators in your field to spot early trends. Ask forward-thinking questions. Regularly ask, what's the next big thing in my industry? What problems will people face in 5 years? What's being overlooked? Experiment early. Test new tools, platforms, or ideas before they're mainstream. Even if they fail, you gain knowledge others don't have. Build a network of forward thinkers. Surround yourself with people who challenge your assumptions and share cutting-edge ideas. Join communities on X or forums where innovators discuss what's next. Anticipating change lets you ride the wave while others drown. Be the one who sees the future first. 4. The relentless learning machine. How to outlearn everyone. Knowledge is the ultimate currency, and the fastest learners win. The top 1% don't just learn. They outlearn everyone around them. They consume knowledge voraciously, apply it immediately, and iterate faster than their peers. While most stop learning after school or rely on outdated skills, the elite treat learning as a daily habit, like eating or breathing. To become a relentless learning machine, make learning non-negotiable. Dedicate at least 20 minutes daily to learning. Read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, or study X posts from experts. Consistency compounds. Learn with purpose. Don't learn randomly. Focus on skills or knowledge directly impacting your goals. Ask, how does this make me better? Apply immediately. Knowledge without action is useless. Test what you learn right away. Write a post, build a prototype, practice a skill. Application cements learning. Teach to master. Share what you learn with others. Write on X, create a video, or explain it to a friend. Teaching forces deeper understanding and reveals gaps. The faster you learn and apply, the wider the gap between you and the competition. Outlearn everyone, and you'll outpace them for life. 5. The legacy mindset. Playing for impact, not just success. Most people chase success, money, status, recognition. The top 1% play a bigger game, legacy. They don't just want to win. They want to redefine their field, inspire others, and leave a mark that outlives them. This mindset keeps them ahead because it fuels relentless drive and long-term vision. Think of Steve Jobs, whose obsession with design changed technology forever, or Malala Yousafzai, whose fight for education reshaped global conversations. To adopt the legacy mindset, define your impact. Ask, what do I want to be remembered for? How can I change my industry or community? Let this guide your actions. Solve bigger problems. Don't chase small wins. Tackle challenges others avoid. The bigger the problem you solve, the greater your influence. Inspire others. Share your journey. Mentor others. Post your insights on X. Lifting others amplifies your impact and keeps you accountable. Think decades, not years. Plan for where you want to be in 10, 20, or 30 years. Long-term vision keeps you focused while others chase short-term gains. The legacy mindset transforms you from a player in the game to the one rewriting the rules. It's the ultimate way to stay ahead, not just for now, but for life. Your final choice, settle or dominate. You now have the tools, strategies, and mindset to stay ahead of 99% of people forever. But knowledge alone isn't enough. Execution is everything. The world doesn't reward those who know. It rewards those who act. Starting today, commit to constant evolution, stack your skills, anticipate change, outlearn your peers, and play for legacy. Every day you show up, you widen the gap between you and the masses. The choice is yours. Settle for average, blend into the crowd, and watch others pass you by, or decide to dominate, to be the one who never stops growing, never stops adapting, never stops winning. The top 1% aren't born. They're made through relentless choices. What will you choose? Your future starts now. Conclusion: your journey to the top 1% begins today. This audiobook isn't just a guide, it's a wake-up call. The principles you've learned, lifelong learning, consistency, focus, discipline, confidence, execution, mental toughness, mastery, and relentless evolution, are the blueprint to not just succeed, but to dominate. The top 1% aren't superhuman. They're ordinary people who made extraordinary choices. They decided to never stop learning, to act when others hesitate, to push through pain when others quit. That's the only difference between them and you. But here's the truth. None of this matters if you don't act. You can listen to this audiobook, feel inspired, and go back to your old habits. Or you can decide today is the day everything changes. You don't need permission. You don't need more time. You don't need to be ready. You just need to start. Pick one principle from this audiobook, whether it's reading 10 pages a day, eliminating distractions, or committing to 1% daily improvement, and do it now. Small actions, done consistently, will transform your life. The world is full of people who dream but never do. Don't be one of them. You have everything you need to join the top 1%. The question is, will you? Your future is waiting. Go claim it.